Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, we'll be learning how to cut and sew this simple circle skirt. It's a double circle skirt, like it's in two layers, and it's a full circle that is 360-degree. So I achieved the style using 3 yards of Ankara fabric, and I also used the remaining fabric to make the simple crop top that I'm wearing. And this video is very detailed, very beginners friendly, and very easy to follow. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. So I achieved this style using 3 yards of Ankara fabric, but normally you're going to need about 4 yards of it. So during the process of the video, I'm going to tell you guys how I was able to manage my 3 yards of fabric to make the top and the skirt. So let's go ahead now to take our calculations. So the round waist I'm working with is 38 inches, and I'm going to add 2 inches to it for the zipper allowance. So altogether it is 40 inches for the round waist. So the length of the first tier is 11 inches, the second flare is 20 inches, and I'll have a band height of 1.5 inches. So the radius we'll be working with is 6.28. So because it's a full circle, this radius is a constant. So if it was a half circle, you're going to make use of 3.14. So right now I'm going to divide my round waist by this constant, this radius. So I'll divide my 40 inches now by 6.28. So go ahead to divide whatever you have as your waist circumference by this constant. So mine is 40 inches divided by 6.28, and I had about 6.39. So I'm going to approximate it to 6.4. So this is what I'm going to be using when cutting on my fabric. So I'm going to add 1 inch to the 11 inches for the folding allowance, and I'll add to the second one also for folding allowance. Let's go ahead to fold the fabric. So we're going to start with the shorter flare, and I have less than a yard of fabric here. So the first thing to do is to fold the fabric into two this way, and then after folding into two, I'll go ahead now to fold it into four. So we are folding it this way because we are cutting a full circle. So I have my fabric in a fold of four. So from this completely closed angle, I'm going to mark my round waist circumference, which is 6.4. So whatever you got when you divided yours, go ahead to use it now to mark the waist circumference on your fabric. So I'm going to place it at the apex of my fabric this way, and then I'll take my 6.4 all the way around it. So I'll mark my 6.4 inches now all the way around it. So mark whatever you got when you divided yours all the way around it. This is going to help you achieve your round waist measurements when you open it up. So I'll connect the points together, and this is what I have. So from that point, I'm going to just measure what I have left. So I have about 11.5 inches here. So I'm going to just work with whatever I have left. So I'm going to be left with 10.5 inches when I fold it, so which is still okay for the upper flare. So I'll just mark it. So I'm doing all this because I'm trying to just manage my fabric. So I'll just mark my 11.5 inches all the way around it, and then I'll go ahead to connect the points. So after connecting the points, this is what we have. So the next thing we want to do is to come over to this waistline and come up by 0.5 inches. So this process is going to help the waistline fit very well so that it won't be too big. So by the time you cut out that circle, you might have it a little bit bigger than your waist. So after coming up by 0.5 inches, go ahead to measure what you have on that waistline. So you will see that you have the exact waist measurements divided by 4. So mine is 10 inches. Remember, we worked with 40 inches divided by 4. So you can see I have 10 inches there, which is the exact waist measurement plus my zipper allowance. So right now, we'll just go ahead to cut this out. So I'll start cutting from the new waistline, and then I'll cut out the full length of the flare. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So by the time you open up, you see that you have a full circle here. You have a full circle. So I'll set this aside now while we work on the longer flare. So to cut out the longer flare, I have about 2 yards and a quarter of fabric left. So I'm going to be cutting 2 half circles for this longer flare to make up my full circle. So I'm going to show you guys how to fold your fabric now if you want to cut out a half circle. So the first thing you want to do is to fold your fabric into two. So I folded my fabric into two, as you can see. So because I'm cutting out 2 half circles, I'm going to further fold this fabric into 4. So if we're cutting just 1 half circle, you don't have to fold your fabric into 4. After folding into 2, you just form your triangle. So I'm going to fold mine into 4 this way because I'm cutting 2 half circles. So after folding into four, this is what we have. So I'm going to take the angle that is opened, the angle that has the opening, and then I'll just go ahead to form a triangle this way. So this is what I'm trying to explain. If you want to, you're going to do it, but if you're cutting one half circle, you just need to fold your fabric into two and then form your triangle. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So this is what we have after folding. I have about 8 folds here. My fabric is now in a fold of 8, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place my tape roll on the apex of the fabric and also just mark it out this way from the full length, just like I did with the front panel. So this is what we have after doing that. I hope you guys understand. So if you are confused, you can leave your comments in the comment section. So after cutting nails, this is what we have. So we have 8 pieces, as you can see. So the next thing we want to do now is to cut out the waist circumference. So I'm going to fold this first flay, the shorter flay, into 4 this way, and then I'm going to place the waistline on the fabric this way. I'm going to measure it to the point that it fits very perfectly. So you can use your pins to hold it down before you cut out. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut out the waistline following the same shape. So after cutting out, this is what it looks like. This is what we have. So by the time you open it up, you're going to see that you have 2 half circles with the same waistline, as you can see. So by the time you join it together, it's going to fit around your waist perfectly. So I hope you guys understand what I did. So the next thing we're going to do is to join the 2 circles together. So after joining, we have the full circle now for the lower part of our skirt. So notice that this lower part is shorter than the length I want for my skirt because of the amount of fabric I worked with. So I'm going to gather another fabric on the lower part of the skirt, so just to make it up to the length I want. So what we're going to do now is to place this shorter fabric on it. We're going to place a shorter flare on it, and then I'll note the parts that has the opening on the lower flare. I'll just note the parts that has the opening, and then I'll rip one side of it opened. This is because we're going to have zipper at the back of our skirt. By the time you open up completely now, you're going to see the full circle for both the upper flare and the lower flare. So the next thing we want to do is to join the waistline together. So I'm going to place the shorter flare on the longer one this way, and then I'll go ahead to stitch them together. I'll stitch the waist point together using 1/2 inch. I'll stitch it all the way around it using 1/2 inch. I'll join the 2 flares together. So go ahead to join yours together this way. And then when I'm done doing that, I'll also finish up the base of the skirt. I'll finish it up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I join the waist of the skirt together, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. So I've also finished up the base of the shorter flare. So the next thing I want to do is to add the gathered effect to the lower part of the skirt. So remember that the full length of the skirt I wanted was 21.5 inches plus my band. But looking at what I have here now, I have just 18 inches, as you can see. So I'm going to make it up with about 3.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut out another fabric that I'm going to use to form gathers at the lower part of the skirt. So I'm gonna head to cut the fabric, and this is what it looks like. So the height of the fabric I cut out is 4 inches. I'm going to use 1/2 inch to join it to the lower part, and the remaining 3.5 inches I'm going to fold in 1 inch at the base. So I have about 2.5 inches left, so that will be okay for the full length of my skirt. So I'll just go ahead and place and open up the skirt this way. So on the lower flare, I'm going to place this fabric. I don't know the exact length of fabric I used, but I know it was very long. So I'll place it this way, right sides facing each other. And then as I'm joining this fabric to it, I'm going to just form small pleats, very light, tiny pleats, because I don't want it to too full at the base. So I'm going to just pleat it this way while I'm sewing the fabric to it, just to give it a little bit of design. I'll just pleat it together this way. So assuming we're working with about 4 yards of fabric, notice that you're going to have longer flare than mine, and you will not have to do all these that I'm doing. So I'm just trying to show you guys how to manage your fabric in cases like this. So I'll join it and show you guys what it looks like. So after joining the fabric to the lower part, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it looks and how neat it came out. The next thing we want to do now is to close up the sides of the skirt, or the back I mean. So I'm going to just flip it to the wrong side, and then I would merge it this way, right sides facing each other, and then I'll go ahead to just stitch down the flares together just to make it stable. I'll stitch it down using half an inch. I'll join the other one to this side using half an inch. So when I'm done doing that, I'll place them right sides facing each other this way. And then remember, we're going to have a zipper at the back. I'll place my tape rule 1.5 inches above the waistline, and then I'll mark 7 inches. So that 7 inches is where my zipper is going to stop. So I'll close up the back all the way down and leave the upper part open for my zipper. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I closed up the back, this is what it looks like, and this is the zipper opening. The next thing we want to do now is to cut out the waistband. So remember, the round waist we worked with was 40 inches plus zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead to cut a fabric that is 40 inches long for my waistband, and here it is. I'm going ahead to iron it. So I iron my paper stay on it. I cut out 5 inches high fabric. I folded half an inch on both sides, so I was left with 3 inches. So by the time I fold the fabric into two equal parts now, I'll be left with 1.5 inches. So you can do this with any height of band you want for yours. So mine is just 1.5 inches. So I'm going to just insert the waistline of my skirt into the band this way, and then stitch it all the way around it. I'll insert it this way. So you can use your pins to hold it down first before you stitch it down. But I'll just go ahead to do mine this way. So while I'm sewing, I'll just keep inserting the waistline into the band, and then I'll stitch it all the way around it. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after inserting the waistband, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it looks, and this is the back. So the last and final thing we want to do is to insert our zipper. So this is the zipper I'm working with. I'm gonna head to open it up. So the first thing you want to do is to arrange the zipper to know which is for the left and which is for the right. So after doing that, I'm going to flip the zipper to the other side this way, and then I'll fit it into the 1 inch zipper allowance. I'll fit it into the 1 inch zipper allowance this way, and then I'll fold in the upper part of the zipper and stitch it all the way down inside the zipper allowance. I'll stitch it in all the way down. So when I'm done with that side, I will go over to the other side as well. So when you're done stitching, your zipper is going to appear like this on the right side, very neat. So when I'm done with that part, I'll go over to the other side. I'll place my zipper this way. So make sure the part of the zipper that has the fabric is always towards this open angle, and then I'll fit it into the zipper allowance also, and then stitch it all the way down. Stitch it all the way down, and then it will also appear like this on the right side. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys the finished product. So I'll also fold in the base of my skirt. I'll fold it in twice. So guys, after I inserted the zipper, this is what it looks like. So this is the finished product of this skirt. This is the front panel, and I've also finished up the base of my skirt. So this is how we end this video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you'll be recreating this. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.